Hello, thank you for joining this session for writing task 2 for an IELTS exam. And I appreciate you joining. For those of you who are new to my classes or those who have never seen a video before, you can visit www.ijthomas.com to stay in touch with me on a personal basis, where I provide in-depth personalized writing and speaking test services. You can also text me via WhatsApp on the number given here. But this session will teach you about all the principles that will help you to score a 7+ band in IELTS. And I appreciate and I understand that writing is the toughest task for most people, because writing is definitely the highest form of communication that needs the greatest skills. But with these principles that I'm sharing, you can definitely score 7+ bands for an Canada um, 778 entry program, the Canada Express program, or you can at least get 6.5 plus to get into your desired college when it comes to admissions. But before I start the session, this is very important, is that you get to see how IELTS will give you the scores that you desire. So I'm just sharing this uh, public band descriptors. This is the only thing that IELTS gives to show what you can do to score high or to score bands that you need. And if you need 7 bands, these are the parameters that IELTS would like you to do. First one is task achievement. The second one is CNC, cohesion and coherence. The third one is LR, lexical resources. And the fourth one is grammatical range and accuracy, GRA. So for those who want 7+ bands, you need to do this to address all parts of the task, present a clear position throughout the response, and this is also very important, presents, extends, and supports main ideas. Um, IELTS understands that there may be a tendency to overgeneralize, or supporting ideas may lack focus, but that's why they're giving you 7 bands. When it comes to cohesion and coherence, you need to logically organize information and ideas and show a clear progression throughout. You should also use a range of cohesive devices. This is where I will teach you in an in-depth way what are the cohesive devices that will help you to score your desired bands. But these are words like firstly, secondly, moreover, words that connect thoughts together. And you also need to present a clear central topic within each paragraph. This is also very important, to present a clear central topic within each paragraph. Coming to lexical resources, you need to use a sufficient range of vocabulary to allow some flexibility and precision, and use less common lexical items with some awareness of style and collocation. Uh, IELTS also understands that you may produce occasional errors in word choice, spelling, and or word formation, but I'm sure you'll do your best to avoid this. And when it comes to grammatical range and accuracy, you need to use a variety of complex structures to produce frequent error-free sentences. Important, please note, even your commas do matter. And have a good control of grammar and punctuation, but you may make a few errors. IELTS understands that. Um, Now here I'm going to show you an essay that we can write, and that will give you an understanding of how to score 7+ bands. I'm giving you a sample also, but please remember, uh, IELTS has standardized questions, and it generally begins with this statement: you should spend about 40 minutes on this task. Write about the following topic. Write about the following topic. And then it says, it gives you the question here, and then it gives you the standard phrase: give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your own experience or knowledge. Here the word limit is 250 words. You should be careful to write definitely about 250, but ensure also that you stay within the 250 to 275, 280 range. Anything more can cause you to make errors. It can cause your scores to reduce because you will lose out on time, and probably you will not have enough time to check your answers. So stay within the 250 to 285, 290 bands as much as you can. Uh, Here you have three options for such kind of a question. The question that I'm dealing with today is, do you agree or disagree? You have 3 points by which you can address this question. First is you completely agree with what the with IELTS is given, which is in this case, some people believe the internet is the most important invention in modern history. Is it the most important invention? What do you think is their task for you, their suggested questions stem for you, and then they're asking not just do you agree or disagree, but how much, to what extent do you agree or disagree. And I've written this essay so that you will know exactly how IELTS will score for you. I've color coded it so that you'll know what the task response is, what are the cohesion and coherence issues that will be tackled, what is the grammatical range and accuracy issues that you need to incorporate into your essay to get a 7+ band, and what are the lexical resources that will help you. Here goes. So I have thought of that essay. Before you write an essay, it's very important that you keep your timing in place. When you're timing an essay, you need to plan for 5 minutes to think about what exactly you're going to do. How do you plan? In the IELTS answer sheet, you can maybe take your pencil and with a small create a small box somewhere which you can erase later. But think of what are the vocabulary that you can bring for IELTS. What are some high band words that you can use so that you are not using the words from the question as it is, but you are incorporating your own information into it. So you need to plan for 5 minutes. In this case, the question is, do you think the internet is the most significant invention of mankind? So you can think of words like, for internet, you can use World Wide Web, you can use the net. Um, for some people, you can use words like certain individuals. For words like most important, you can change it to significant, most significant. Invention, you can have words like inventiveness. In modern history, you can have words on modern, in the modern era. So these are kind of words that will help you. And you should remember it's modern history. It's not, we're not talking about the ancient history where you're talking about inventions like the wheel or things like that. So having said these, once you're ready to write your essay, you can start planning for it. You can start planning for it. So here's how the plan looks for the essay. After you plan for 5 minutes, you need to write a body paragraph for 5 minutes, the introduction paragraph. Body paragraph 1 would be for 10 minutes, body paragraph 2 for 10 minutes, and bring in your conclusion at 5 minutes. And very important, proof checking. Proof checking for 5 minutes will help you because it improves your score by at least a band. At least a band increase is seen if you proof check. So you need to give at least 40 minutes towards your IELTS essay. So this video, I'm just going to show you a part of how to write the introduction, and I'm also going to teach you the peel principle, which is derived from those public band descriptors. Peel stands for a strategy which can help you improve your scores, but this is what you need to do in the introduction. Write 2 sentences. I suggest 2 sentences because it improves the cohesion and coherence. Don't begin with writing global statements which lack focus or which will deviate the attention of what you have to say, what the reader wants to get from reading your essay. So the sentence one should paraphrase the question, bring in words like I described before. Instead of internet, use internet, the net, you can use World Wide Web. Then introduce it in synonymous vocabularies. Use the same words, but transform it in your own personal words to show IELTS that you have vocabulary or terms to replace the question. Attempt to not use the exact words from the question. Sentence 2 should tell what do you feel about the task that IELTS has given. They have asked you, to what extent do what extent do you agree or disagree? And so to state your opinion about what you feel, use ideas to link to the question. And very important, avoid these memorized phrases you may see in many writing services. Uh, Words like this essay will present my views, this essay will show whether I agree or disagree, this essay will show to what extent I agree, or it may have the ensuing paragraphs will show to what extent I agree with this view. Please don't use such memorized phrases. They will definitely cause your scores to be low. There is a penalty for memorization from IELTS, and you can go a band lower if you use such phrases. And then for the body paragraph, use the peel principle. P is, remember, IELTS wants you to present, to extend, and support your views. I repeat again, to present, extend, and support your views with logical examples from your knowledge. So peel would be first your presentation. You are going to present what you believe. Your point one would be to support what your belief in this case, which I have used, is I think that internet is definitely the greatest invention of human beings in the present modern history. So I'm going to present the point one, which will support that thinking. Then I'm going to give an example to support my point one, to show them why it is the greatest invention. And I'll also use global examples that most readers would be aware of. Very important in IELTS, you need to use global examples rather than things about your city or your geography. And the next principle is explain. E, which here you would have to show your evidence that supports your point. And L is for link. Link this idea to the next point that we do. So ideally, you should have 2 points in the body paragraph, 2 points to support your view, and a third point would be excellent to reinforce your view and get those higher scores. So here goes, I'm just showing you this essay that I have written. And in this video, I'm only going to show you the introduction and the body paragraph 1. And for those who want the complete course, and to those who want the fullest knowledge about how to finish an essay and to check it and to go ahead in getting those high scores, stay in touch with me at www.ijthomas.com, or text me via WhatsApp at this number that you see on the screen. Ready? So here we go. Like I said, the first step, you please plan. So here I've written that I completely agree with this view that IELTS has given, which is that the internet is the most important invention in history. So I'm planning. How am I planning? I'm first thinking that internet has revolutionized communication like no other media, which means I believe that internet, though there are has surpassed other media like the books, the invention of the books and the invention of the landline telephone system. Internet has gone beyond that. Second thing is I'm showing that it has made healthcare accessible. It has shown through, and I'm giving some examples to prove my point, like remote health, cheaper medicines, and preventive measures. And the third point I'm adding, which is excellent, if you can add another third point to your thinking, it will improve your scores. I'm showing that education through virtual media is happening, and school is coming into the house, and it doesn't need any infrastructure. So remember, this is just a plan. So I'm just taking my pencil and just making a small box somewhere which I can erase later, and I'm just showing what are the points I can put into the essay. And then remember, I'm taking all my language from this essay statement, the question statement and the question stem that IELTS has given. So I am bringing with this. Here goes my introduction. The tremendous impact that the internet has had on humankind has caused some to believe that it is the most significant display of human inventiveness ever. Here you see IELTS is going to score you for lexical resources. So tremendous impact is a good collocation. Uh, I have thought of the question has said man. So instead of man, I made it humankind. I'm not using mankind because IELTS would like you to be gender sensitive, or even any communication would like you to be gender sensitive. So just putting mankind would not help people to think of the woman is also involved. So humankind has caused some to believe that it is the most significant display of human inventiveness ever. Now here comes my introduction, which will get me scores for cohesion and coherence. Then I'm saying, although other inventions like medicines and communication devices are vital, I completely agree that the net is the most important, since here comes another cohesive device, since it unlocks the value of other human inventions, without which they would be restricted in use. So here I'm showing why the internet is the most important invention, because without the invention of internet, a lot of other communication devices would be of no use or would be restricted in use. You get it? Now I'm going to follow the Peel principle. I'm going to show in IELTS why I think that it is the most important of invention. Here goes. I'm beginning with firstly, this is a communication device, the cohesive device, which shows me that I'm going to present my views in a logical manner. I'm showing that firstly, the internet has surpassed every other mode of communication that human beings have introduced. Firstly, the internet has surpassed every other mode of communication that human beings have introduced. And I remember I presented, and now I'm going to give an example. For example, when the printed medium or landline telephones were introduced, these were for centuries in limited quantities and the preserve of only the literate or the wealthy. I'm giving you an example. Here's which is the printed medium and the landline telephones. And I'm showing that how these were in limited quantities. Not everybody could own a telephone, or not everybody could just go and buy a newspaper, because you had to be literate. You had to be able to read and write to use a newspaper. Now I'm showing something else. In contrast, here's a cohesive device. I'm showing that iske virudh mein, I'm showing that this is in opposition. The internet has been around for only a few decades. Here's a comma which will improve your grammatical accuracy. As a general rule, before a but, a comma is generally most appropriate. The internet has been around for only a few decades, but yet more people, here's another comma, even if they are illiterate or economically challenged, can communicate with another person across geography through a voice or internet call, Zoom meetings, or even a Skype call. See, I'm giving examples from that are global. Most people would know what a voice call is, or a Zoom meeting is, or a Skype call is. So this is how the P, so here's the first P you're presented. Next, you have given an example. You have explained what it means. And here you're going, L would come and to connect it to the next sentences. Here's the next sentence. Secondly, so I'm using this video just to show you what is possible on IELTS. I'm believing that you can do great. If you want more resources and more in-depth personalized resources, stay in touch with me at www.ijthomas.com or text me at the number that you see here, 97, it's +91 97 234 73377. Stay in touch and have a great job learning. Thank you again for being here, and I'm looking forward to some exciting news about you scoring your scores. Stay in touch. Thank you, and God bless you.